How's it going, everybody? GodBaer here once again. Thank you for clicking into one of my videos. We are back on College Football 25, our Washington State Cougars Dynasty, going up against these Ohio State Buckeyes for the second time this season in our bowl game. We beat them relatively easily in the first matchup. I believe it was 38-7. It was not much of an outing for them offensively. They stalled out a multitude of times, and they did not play up to what their overall rating wise shows. So hoping that we can come out as we get a free defensive pass interference, so 15 yards down the field, and now Ohio Buckeyes are stepping up a little bit. We will get some early points, 3-0 to start off. Our defense did a phenomenal job shutting down the Buckeyes in our first matchup, so hopefully they can repeat that amount of success. Number 5 is going to continue to provide some hassles for us. He's their check down artist as Terrell gets into the backfield, sacks the quarterback. 3rd and 20. No way in heck we're giving up 20 yards and giving up a first down there. So we are back out on offense, hoping to go down the field, put up a touchdown to be up by 2 possessions. Hernandez fighting for the first down as he shrugs off the defender, and Cordero, being his second year as quarterback, has made some strides. And I know early on in the year there was a QB battle between Cordero and Laporta. Laporta being our 98 speed, 96 throw power cheat code of a quarterback. So any reason to replace Cordero for those ridiculous attributes, I was going to take advantage of, and hopefully then, utilize that 98 said speed and some read options. But Cordero, ever since the first handful of games, has not even bothered to look back behind his shoulder or in the rearview mirror as he's ran away with the starting position. So hopefully we can capitalize on the end of the season here, as we are unfortunately going to throw an interception to big old number 27 there, a very Mariani looking guy, with the arm brace. So hopefully we don't do that again, as 89 is just slipping through some tackles, getting him down to the 7-yard line, and then the QB untouched as he bounces off his own offensive lineman and then dives into the end zone. So now we only have a 3-point lead, and like I stated last game, whenever you're playing these 90 overall squads, anything less than 2 possessions of a lead is not a comfortable seat to be in. They are too good and too capable of shutting down offenses and scoring points quickly, as we are going to awkwardly fumble this ball. Thank the Lord, number 64 picked that one up, so we at least have a 3rd and 17 to try to pick up the first down, in which we failed to do so. So now Ohio State is back out here on offense with 2.5 minutes left in the first half to do what they please. Obviously, we're on defense, so we're going to do our best to stop them, as number 5 is a pain in my ass. He's quite the capable receiver out there, as there's just nothing we can do to slow him down, as number 89 does end the drive with a receiving touchdown. And now we have a singular minute to work down this field. Thought about tossing it up deep, but it was double coverage on group. They must have watched some footage, but they saw an episode or 2 ago. He mossed a single cover DB in the end zone for a touchdown, and they didn't want that to happen to them, as we are finally getting some block sheds, sacking the quarterback. Last 2 seconds of the first half, they're going to throw it. They will get the first down. Time has expired, though. They start off the ball in the second half, where we're going to come out and play a little bit more aggressive. As you saw, Foot smack the receiver. He coughed up the ball opposite side, with Lewis or Edmond is going to hold on to it. And now Mariani pushing that running back out of bounds. And number 5, right back at it, doing what he does against our defense and just continuously moves these chains. They are down to the 4-yard line. QB draw. Number 10 here now has 2 rushing touchdowns as the quarterback. Not liking it at all. We are now down 21-10. Group burning number 20. They got these stars underneath their feet, and I don't like saying them. I don't know how the Cougars don't have very many stars. I know every team will always have one, but we're right on the brink of having multiple stars. I feel next season will be our first true season of having multiple stars under players' feet, and I'm excited to see how everybody, steps up and continues to flourish inside Washington State here. Obviously, we're currently 11-1 against the 11-1 Ohio State Buckeyes. They are obviously not happy with us being their only loss on this season. And again, looking to come out here and get some revenge, which we're going to do our absolute best to not allow to happen. Our only loss against USC Trojans in a 45-21 loss, our largest deficit that we have lost as of yet in our dynasty. The only game we have lost prior to this was against Oregon State in year 1 that we played through the first full season, and it was much more of a close game. We blew a 30-9 lead, but at this point it's 2 seasons ago. We're not even gonna talk about that right now. We're in a bowl game, looking to get our second overall bowl game. We played against forgot who it was, but we had a Beach Bowl when we were still in the Pac-12. Since we played so well, we moved ourselves to the Big Ten. We removed Northwestern and obviously implemented Washington State Cougars into the Big Ten, and we are down 8 points right now. A little double screen here. Running back went left, wide receiver curled to the right. It threw me off a little bit. They fail to convert. So we're back out here on offense, desperately needing not only a score, but now a 2-point conversion as well. I am not going to be happy with being down by 1 point, because if they score a field goal, we still need a touchdown. So there's no need, or it's not necessary to kick a field goal at this point or an extra point. We need the touchdown, especially because we are doing a lot of run plays, killing the clock on ourselves. So the 2-point conversion is coming. Santana's sitting there for it, and he drops the ball as the DB hits him with a shoulder. That is not what we needed, because now we're down by 2 points. A field goal will give us a 1-point lead, but these Ohio State Buckeyes are getting some absolutely phenomenal blocks, pancakes in fact, as they work down this field. 1 minute left. We need to utilize all of our timeouts, which we do. They kick a field goal, go up by 5 points, 31-26. We get sacked and time is expiring. Last play, because we didn't really have a large duration to go looking through plays. Wanted to give Santana an opportunity to come up with a big play on the pop pass. Does not work. We lose our second game of the season against Ohio State. Luckily, we are ranked 4, so we shouldn't be pushed out of the playoffs like we were in season 1 that we played through. Oregon State, as we were ranked 9th, I believe, beat us, and we fell to rank 14th or 16th, so we got knocked out of the collegiate playoffs. This time, we're ranked 4th, going up against rank 1 Ohio State. So hopefully that does not kick us out, as Stevie Mariani wins Heisman as a defensive player. Best defensive end is Rice. Best running back, Julius Suggs. Best tight end is going to be Antonio Group with over 1,000 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns. Best defensive back is going to be Andre Foote. And then special teams, Tavares Lewis. And if you guys don't remember, Lewis has elite development traits, so that award is going to give him some more attribute points to aid in his progression. Our very first week of the collegiate playoffs, which unfortunately is not a bye week because we just lost to Ohio State, but I think that more so solidified their 1 or 2 seed. If we would have beat them, we arguably could have went from 4 to 2 or maybe 1, but that doesn't matter. Right now we're going up against 10-3 Kansas State, who are going to hit us with this double option or triple option or reverse, whatever you want to call it. And they got a big old run off of it. Not how we want to start the game, is they're going to throw this ball away in 3rd and 10 and go for the field goal. It's going to be directly down the middle. They start off with the lead 3-0. Richards getting blown up to start this one. I always like to establish the run game early. Oddly enough, I sway away from it and start to pass a lot more, and then at the end of the game bring the run game back to chew the clock, where we preferably want the lead. Nobody wants to be down at any point in the game. And Group is just going to solidify the success he has had this year, getting back-to-back drags in this drive and taking this one into the end zone and providing us with the lead 7-3. Desperately wanting, as I expect or aim for with every drive, is a defensive stop, but more importantly, or one of our stronger aspects we aim to collect, is a turnover. Have that be interception or fumble. We want to rob opposing offenses of the ball and gain good field advantage, as we get absolutely manhandled by that guard that ran down about 5 to 8 yards and then pancaked Mariani, our user. And 3rd and 5, great tackle by Rice, getting off the block and tracking down the quarterback before he gets in the end zone. 4th and 1, they go for it and get stood up. Hernandez, thank God he kind of shrugged off that tackle. I don't know how he would have fell. You never know if he would have remained in the end zone or not, but Group right back at it. These DBs and these pursuit angles, when you got people on drags, especially a tight end with that route there, just unable to make tackles, allowing him to cut up field, trying for the deep corner to Group because he's played so well. Not able to connect. We will kick a field goal, take the full touchdown lead, 10-3. Trying to get the sack. I don't know what East was doing right there. He kind of contemplated if he wanted to hurt the quarterback or not, and then allowed Rice to, capitalize on his contemplation as we get the ball back. Santana with an opportunity to make a play. Desperately wanting to run away with this game as we are now in the playoffs. I don't want any concerns. I don't want to worry about any close battles. I want to run away with every game I possibly can, particularly in the playoffs. Get to the national championship, as Suggs here just telling little players, that DB, to keep your hands off me. And then wanted to add some insult to injury. You saw us lower our shoulder. We wanted to beat up that safety as we got in the end zone, but he knew better and stayed away, as Cordero's having a little bit of a rough day with this pass rush. They're getting to him as he's trying to throw it. We're going to take off, attempt to get the first down, fail to do so. 4th and 1. We will, no surprise, allow Suggs to convert for us. The offensive line is getting pretty darn good. They're all at least 79 or 80 overall. We do have an 85 or 86 overall at our left tackle, and right guard is, scary moment. Falling the ball. We do have an offensive lineman dive, roll, and recover. We're going to fail to convert on a 3rd and 21. Make it that much of an easier field goal, going up by 17 total points, 22-3. Thought I had an interception right there. Right when he was beginning his throwing motion, I thought it was going to go to the curl, but it didn't matter. He overthrew number 8, Lewis, our special teams player of the year, gets an interception, which I was hoping that he was going to be defensive back, but Foot did get more interceptions and defensive touchdowns as we throw a touchdown, but it gets pulled back for a holding penalty. Not what we needed to happen, especially because we only get 3 points instead of the full 7. We still have a 3 total possession lead, nearly. 21 points would be preferred because then an extra point is there as well. But 20-3 is still 3 full touchdowns. We're happy with it. We're in the second half where we start off with ball. We will already begin to chew clock because we want to get through the playoffs and extend through it. Not have to worry about any big plays from their offense, us stalling out and not chewing any clock because then we don't overall kill any time. And interceptions aren't going to help us about chewing clock. It is only going to aid the opposing team about fighting into their deficit, as they got this weird it's a bunch formation on the right side. They all ran like Y routes and the running back was underneath. I had no idea who to cover with Mariani. I just thought I was going to be near an interception regardless of who they threw to, but they all flooded to the left. It was a little crazy there, as we're going to get another sack by Mr. Rice, defensive end of the year. I'm happy with the accolades that our team has gained. Obviously, I would love for every position, every player to be rewarded or recognized. I don't want anybody to underperform to what I would expect or want them to do, as 16 just jukes me out of my shoes. One breaks the line of scrimmage, cuts right to cut left, and makes me look silly there. And then he's going to continue to dot me up with these curl routes, out routes, and he's eventually going to run out of time as we sack him. He fumbles. Terrell picks up the fumble, and now Lawrence getting great blocks by the running back Richards, and then the outside receiver as well, Hernandez. For being smaller receivers, they do a good job about shifting their bodies to keep the DB on the opposing side of where our runner, ball carrier, is going. As Mariani, how are you going to drop that? He almost never drops picks. I think he's only dropped 2 or 3 in his entire career. And obviously he's capitalized on, I don't even know how many at this point. He had 12 in season 1. This year, as we get a roughing the kicker just to allow the Kansas State team to stay out there on offense. I know what Mariani ends with in interceptions, but I'm not going to spoil that to you guys until the collegiate playoffs fully end, because then the season is fully ended, as 16 really just needs to get down, breaking tackles, as we're on conservative tackling because we don't want any Heisman players to break tackles, because we all know what they're truly be capable of. As interception, second one by Lewis against Kansas State, is going to come back because of a roughing the passer penalty. Did not need that. We have a very comfortable lead at this point by 27 total points, as 16's going to try to do it all himself again. Still breaking tackles. 3rd and goal. They will get a consolation prize of another touchdown. But with only a minute left, that is all they will get, as we will chew the last bit of the clock. 2nd and 1 toss play. Getting dragged for the first down. Will do it. We move on through the playoffs, and we end the game 30-10. I'm very happy with it. Cordero is going to be player of the game. 300 yards, 1 shy, 76% completion, and 3 total touchdowns. 1 interception, which was luckily not too costly. Run game a little lackluster. Yards per carry wasn't too bad, about 4.5 by both Suggs and Richards, but not a lot of carries. 4 sacks for Rice. We will have an offensive lineman commit to WSU, going up against FSU next week. And until next time, everybody, GodBaer out.